All right, ladies and gentlemen, time for a quick lesson on how to evaluate functions. You've done this before, and so we're just reviewing it. It should be pretty quick, pretty easy for you. This thing is called a function. This is named the function f, and the parenthesis x means of x. So this is f of x. What's in the parentheses tells you what to do with the number here on the right side. So all those x's tell you what to do with whatever number you put in. And so if you want to get f of 4, you're going to put 4 in all of those x locations and then simplify. So f of 4 is 5 times 4 squared minus 4 times 4 plus 5. And then you're going to go ahead and simplify. Make sure you square before you times. Exponents come before multiplication. So it's going to turn to 5 times 16, and then 5 times 16 is, I don't know, something. I guess I can use a calculator or something. Hold on, give me a sec. 5 times 16. Oh, it's 80. So now we got 80 minus 4 times 4, which is 16, and then add 5. And 80 minus 16 plus 5 is going to be 69. So f of 4 is 69. And voila, we have evaluated. We figured out what f of 4 is. And so a similar thing happens down here. You take your -1 and you plug it in. That's a bad arrow, but you get the idea. G of -1 is going to be 3 times -1. And then you add 7. 3 times -1 is -3. Add 7 gives you 4. And I'm okay if you jump straight to the simplifying part, but you should at least write this part where, you have the work. So go ahead and put that in there. If you want h of 3, this one's got 3 different x locations to plug it in. H of 3 gives you 4 times 3 to the 5th power minus 7 times 3 to the 3rd plus 2 times 3. And you can put that whole right side there in your calculator and push enter, and it'll give you a number. Which actually I'm going to do too, because trying to type that out on my computer would be unfun. But you can do that, it's totally fine. Let me get this out. 4 times 3, 4 times 3 to the 5th power, minus 7 times 3 to the 3rd, plus 2 times 3. I'm looking at 798. Sorry, that's not it. 789. I know how to read, I promise. And voila. So we've evaluated, and that's pretty much it. You just put the number in, push enter. You can also do more with functions. Let's say you have 2 different functions, and you want to add the expressions together. It's really just the same thing twice, and then you add your 2 results together. So we need to get f of 2. Well, f of 2 is 3 times 2 plus 8. And then g of -3 is going to be 2 times -3 squared plus -3. That's supposed to be a 3. 3. And then minus 5. Pretty quick. F of 2 is 6 plus 8, which is 14. G of -3 is going to be 2 times 9, 18, minus 3, 15, minus 5, 10. And then f of 2 plus g of -3 is going to be 14 plus 10, which is 24. Hooray, we figured it out. Yep, that's pretty much it. So yeah, on this next one, you'll have to do some multiplication, subtracting. But yeah, you evaluate them, and then you add, subtract, multiply, or divide. And then the last part here, you have some quote-unquote real-world situations described with functions, and then you're supposed to do something with them. And so we're going to go over that process real quick. Here, I'll read this so I can refamiliarize myself with this situation. Susan has 2 different lemonade stands, and one lemonade stand's profit can be represented by that function p of x for each cup of lemonade sold. The other one can be represented by the f of x function for each cup of lemonade sold, and the cost of making lemonade can be represented by the function c of x for each lemonade sold. And you're going to write a function to represent the amount of money she makes per cup of lemonade sold. There is one small issue. We're assuming all these x's are the same, and you may have realized that that's not the case. But we're just going to go with it for now. That's why I said it's only semi-real. But you get the idea. We're trying to write a function that says how much money she's going to make for each cup of lemonade sold. And so this is going to be P of X from one lemonade stand, and then F of X for the other lemonade stand, and then we got C of X. But we're not going to add C of X because that's the amount of money it costs to make those, and so we're actually going to subtract it out. So we got the 2 lemonade stands making money, and then 1 function for subtracting the cost of the lemonade. And now that we got this figured out, we're just going to put them all together. We got 0.3x plus 8. That's the P of X part. And then we got the F of X part, which is 0.25x plus 10. And then we need to subtract off the C of X, which is 0.15x. And you can simplify this. 0.3, 0.25, subtract 0.15. You're looking at, was that 0.4? I think it's 0.4. X, and then we got 8 plus 10 gives you 18, so plus 18. And voila, we have got our function here to represent the amount of money Susan makes per cup of lemonade sold. And yeah, so on the next page, you just got some situations. You'll read it and try to figure out how they meet together. And sometimes even tell you how to write out the different equations here. This one, you're trying to write what the profit is for, let's see, selling these cars. And you got your revenue one, and you got your cost one. You'll just insert the function assignments in there and simplify, and voila, you got it. There you go. Pretty quick, pretty